During these warm weather months, I can't think of anything better than having some friends over for a little grilling. Well, instead of making your standard hot dogs and mustard this season, why not try some new flavors and elevate your hot dog to a hot dog? We have 4 dogs we know you are going to love. The Swanky Frankie, stuffed with 2 types of different cheese, wrapped in bacon. The Real New Yorker, with stewed heirloom tomatoes and caramelized onions. The Downward Dog, which is wrapped in romaine lettuce and topped with a ton of different veggies. And the Lagerlink, which says it all in the name. First up is a Swanky Frankie. This is our take on a classic LA street dog. So I've been preheating this grill pan on a medium heat. I'm just gonna grab my kosher all beef hot dogs. I've made a little slit down the length of the hot dog. I'm just gonna stuff it with the 2 types of cheeses, sharp cheddar and Gruyere. And then we're gonna wrap this little puppy up in a slice of thick cut bacon. If you ever come to LA, this is what you'll find on the streets, especially after everyone's left the clubs. You've gotta get a bacon wrapped hot dog. And then we're just gonna put it directly on the grill pan so we can get those nice grill marks and leave those edges of the bacon, the ends, right on the bottom so it doesn't curl open. It could take 4 or 5 minutes for the bacon to cook on your Swanky Frankie, so a good way to check it is to just give it a little peek and make sure that the bacon's starting to brown. And that looks just right. So I'm gonna flip it over, give the other side a good cook, and then don't forget the other 2 sides. Okay, this looks just about done. All of the bacon is nice and crispy. So I'm just gonna throw it into a fresh white hot dog bun. Oh, can't wait. And there you have it, a Swanky Frankie. We're taking this New York hot dog from Times Square to Madison Avenue. I have some water boiling in a large pot, and I've made incisions in my hot dogs. Anytime you're boiling hot dogs, you want to have a couple cuts in them so that it can allow the steam to escape and the hot dog cooks evenly. So put those in there and allow them to cook for 2 to 4 minutes. All right, these look done. The great thing about boiling hot dogs is they tell you when they're done. Those slits start to open up and they're nice and plump. So I'm gonna throw this onto a nice fresh white bun, and then we're gonna top them with caramelized onion, which is gonna give it a nice sweet flavor in every single bite. And then these heirloom tomatoes. There you have it. And that is a real New Yorker. This next dog is for our yoga lovers. It's the Downward Dog. So instead of putting our hot dog into a white bun, we're gonna put it in a nice, fresh, crisp romaine lettuce leaf. And I'm gonna start with a nice bed of alfalfa sprouts, using fresh, healthy veggies. And then instead of using an all beef frank, we're gonna use a turkey dog. Put it right there. And then I'm just gonna top it with some fresh veggies, like diced heirloom tomatoes, so pretty, avocado, and some nice red onion. Give a little sweet crunch. Serve that at your next barbecue. This is the Downward Dog. And finally, the Lagerlink. This is really for the beer lovers out there. It starts by boiling our hot dogs in some Pilsner. While we're waiting for our beer to simmer, I'm gonna cook our sauerkraut. So into a skillet set on medium heat, I'm gonna add our sauerkraut and then a nice good stout like Guinness, about half the bottle. We're gonna get that refreshing Pilsner flavor from the hot dog and then an earthier, richer flavor from the stout sauerkraut. So layers and layers of flavor. All right, the Pilsner is simmering. Now take a look at these hot dogs. I've added some really cool incisions to the hot dog because it's really gonna allow that beer flavor to get into the hot dog. All right, these hot dogs have been cooking for about 5 minutes. And you'll know they're done because all those nice fun shapes kind of pop. They're plump and juicy. But you can see all that beer flavor really got into every single bite of the hot dog. All right, so I'm gonna pop this guy into a bun and then just top it with that yummy, rich, stout sauerkraut. And a little bit of the stout juices are gonna just fall right into that hot dog. Yum. Now that is a Lagerlink. Next time you're craving a hot dog, you should try our Hot Dogs. The Swanky Frankie, the Real New Yorker, Downward Dog, and Lagerlink. I'm Brandy, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Pop Sugar.